So the last time I slept in my 7-seater Volvo, although I had a relatively decent comfy sleep, I didn't really have much space in regards to storage for all my gear. So in this week's episode, I'm going to change that by hopefully building a bed frame. So if I just crack it open, to show you what we're dealing with, drop that down. So we've got a good starting point with this car because it's actually a flat loading bay. Now, one thing that is important to me is I still want to be able to use all 3 rows of the passenger side seats. So I need to be able to lift them up while the bed's still in place. I'm not so fussed about the middle seat, just as long as this seat and this seat can still be used. And ideally, I want the bed frame to just be removable, just in case I'm taking full family out. Now, I'm 6 foot. That's at least how long I need the bed frame to be. I'll know a bit more once I get to Wicks and I can see the wood sizes. Then I know what I'm dealing with. But I'm just going to take some basic measurements, just so I have an idea. So that's 6 foot there. I've got about 3 inches or so off the edge of the car. So that gives me a little bit of leeway. I think you can usually get them about 72 inch, which is 6 foot. Now, width-wise, like I said earlier, I still need this to be able to lift up. So the maximum we're going to go to is about there, which is more than enough room. So if we spin that round, let's have a look. So we're talking 20 inch, 21 inch, so around there. So I'll write that down so I know when I go to Wicks. Right, Pete, so I've just got to Wicks, so I'm going to go see if I can get some of this wood. I've just had to get 2 new tyres for back. Big ass bit of metal, look like end of a chisel or something, straight back of my tyre, and I've just had to drive home from Wales with it like that. But I've got 2 new tyres, so at least that's sorted. £350 lighter though. See, I love a bargain. £12.50. Because it's got a little chip in it somewhere. Where were it? I don't even know where it was. Up there, I think. But I'm cutting it anyway, so it's all good. And then this wood, 19mm by 38mm, 1.8 metres. So that should be about everything. I might just get some screws actually as well. So screws, I think 4 by 45mm. Seems about right to me. I know for a fact that plyboard's not going to fit in. So I've got my stepdad on his way down with his saw. So we're going to have to cut it up here. And then it should slide in, no bother then. Here he is. Here he is. Sure you don't want to put it on that thing? There we are, all in. Right, so I've just come to Tesco, come and get some tubs. I'm hoping for something that's about 32 litres. That should slot nicely under the bed frame then. Right, so I got these 32 litre under bed box and lid, £3.75 club card. Absolute bargain that. So this is the plan. We've got the lengths laid out here, just 2 of them. Obviously, we've got 2 more that are going to go on the top. We're now cutting some dividers to partition these so that I've got room for 3 storage boxes, as well as 2 power stations at the back. And then these will better just slide out, get what I need out of them, and slide back in. The bed frame will go over the top. Now, flip it.
Yeah, flip it, that's it. Put the rest on top.
So rain's just started coming in, so I'll have to stop for today. So that's where we're at now. We've got the basic frame built. These can slide in and out of here. This one for the drop door can slide this way. Now we just need the plyboard on the top. so it's now the following day. We've got a little bit more daylight, so I'll better show you exactly where we're at with the build. Just a few more things to do. So the frame is fully built now. All the wood's cut. The majority of the plyboard on the top is screwed down. Now the reason why this part is not screwed down, ignore this bottom piece, that's just what I'm resting it on, so it's not on wet ground. I've cut out a separate piece for there, and then I'm going to have this on a hinge that lifts up and allows me to get to my power stations. So I'll be able to access them from the side, so I'm going to keep these open to pull obviously the tubs out, but just so I can lift the power stations in and out, I'm going to have that on a hinge. Right, now for the big reveal. Try it. Puts it in nicely. Tell you something, this has been filmed over a lot of days, so I think today I'm going to be painting the frame. So I've gone for Dulux Denim Drift. Is that because I desperately wanted this colour out of all the other colours? No, it's because it's what we painted this dining room with, and we had some left over in shed. Can't go wrong with a bit of grey. So I've given that one coat. Obviously it's looking a little bit patchy at the moment because it's still drying, but I think it looks pretty well. In true fashion to this channel, it's just started spitting. Hey up, I've completely missed a bit there. What am I doing? So I'll get that bit touched up. So I'm just gonna let that dry for a little bit and then probably give it another coat or two. This is one of the reasons why I love my Bloke power station, because my cordless vac's a bit shit. Right then, so day 6,000 on this ye old bed build. Everything's been going pretty smoothly so far, but today I've started drilling some holes. I'm not liking the look of it. Maybe I should have done that before painting. I just thought it'd be easier just to paint it all as a flat panel. But anyway, I'm drilling some air holes because we're going to need some ventilation coming through the plyboard, because if not, we're going to get a lot of mold build up between the top of the plyboard and the bottom of whatever sort of mattress I use. At the moment, it's just going to be an air mattress, either my Trekology UL80 or my Thermarest, just as a simple option until I can get some custom foam made. I'm starting to think I might need a bit of a bigger drill bit, you know. I'm going to be here all day doing that. But that's the sort of thing I'm hoping for. That's wonky, that. I'm sure I measured that up on the other side. Wonky donkey, that, man. One thing I've realised pretty quickly is I'm going to have to sand this top again and just give it another lick of paint. But it is what it is. It won't take long to just do a quick coat on top of this. Only little problem I'm having now is, which is slowing me down, is both of my drill batteries are dead because they're just not charging fast enough while I'm using the other one, if you know what I mean. So I'll just have to have a quick little break and then crack back on. It's not looking too bad so far. I probably could have done a bit better measuring to make it more accurate with the gaps between the holes, but I think when it's full and there's that many holes at random, it'll look all right. Just going to do another strip of 3 down middle like that. I think that'll look okay. So I'm quite pleased with how it's looking, to be honest, for a budget build. And I don't really have a clue what I'm doing, let's be honest. Lee knows a lot more than I do about all this sort of stuff. And there we have it, people. I have finally got the bed frame fully built. There's a few little bits that I need to finish off. There's a bit of paint that's come away on this far end, but stuff like that I'm not overly fussed about. As long as it's practical and it does the job, I'm happy with that. So we've got the tub at the back, which you can slide onto the little tailgate. So that's pretty cool. We've got the 2 tubs that I can access from the side, like I wanted. And then if I take you around here, I've just brought 1 power station with me at the moment, but it does fit 2 under there. They don't slide out of here, so they're quite stiff inside there. Excuse the road noise. But that's why I made the flap at the top, so that I can lift them in and out. Now that is pretty epic. And I can still use the seats that I wanted to use. And then this makes for a pretty epic little chill area. So I can sit down in the 7th seat. I've got a nice platform here. Have my little dinner donny din dons on here. We can still put this passenger seat up if we need to carry someone else on board. Which, when I've got it set up like this, it's going to be mainly me, to be honest. I'm rarely going to be having anybody else in the car with me, obviously, because there's only one place to sleep. I've got this light up at the moment, just as a temporary measure. Lighting, I'm going to go into at a further date. But as far as the frame's concerned, I am really happy with that. It's really simple, cheap build, but it does exactly what I need it to. I've been looking online and I've got a few quotes for a custom mattress. I'm only going to have it quite thin, but quite firm. I like a firm mattress. So that'll be cut to shape and that'll sit on here. I'm tempted to get it in 2 squares so that I can lift one off and then still use this as a bit of a cooking area. I'm not 100% sure yet, but as it is for now is how it's going to stay for quite a little while. I'm just going to use my air mattress, probably the Trekology, because I don't want to risk damaging the firmrest, and just sleep on top of that. I've got a trip to Scotland soon, so that'll be a good test for it. I'll just be able to store loads more stuff in here now, because before, when I stayed in it last time in Wales, yeah, I had my bedding area, but this full side was just covered in all my stuff, like just bags of clothes and food and what have you. But now at least I can store it under the bed, out of the way, and I've still got a place to chill. And obviously when I want to go to sleep, I'll just jump up on there. Happy days. It's quite close to the roof, so there's going to be no sitting up, hence why I definitely wanted to be able to sit in this seat. But I'm really happy with it, honestly. I've made up. And it's removable, and it can go either side of the car. So this sort of setup would work in any sort of car that can have a flat loading bay, so you can just slide it in. So you can see the holes that I've drilled. They may need to be made a little bit bigger. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll see how I get on. Because I won't be using it on a regular basis, I think we'll just get away with it, just wiping them down every time I use it. So the spacing on the holes is pretty spot on until you get to this side, because this is how we're going to originally do it, and then I realised I am going to be drilling hella holes in there for a long time. Like I say, I'm going to Scotland next week. I'd have still been drilling, but hopefully they'll do the job. So no doubt you'll see the custom foam mattress in future episodes if you're a regular to the channel. Now then, I've actually created a Patreon. I've had quite a few people asking me how they can support the channel. Will I be creating a Patreon? And I were a bit unsure because I want to be able to offer you some value from actually subscribing to it. So I've had a good think and I've created one. There's a couple tier lists on there, so head over to Patreon to check it out. There will be some exclusive content, sort of more behind the scenes sort of footage. The stuff that I wouldn't put on YouTube. So the YouTube subscribers are not going to be losing out on any footage. This is just going to be extra stuff that I'll get on Patreon. Like I say, it's going to be more sort of vlogging style. Just behind the scenes sort of stuff that wouldn't make the videos for YouTube. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link in description and I'll pin it in top comment. So hopefully I'll see you over there. So it's probably a good time to wrap this episode up. It's been a bit of a slog, this build. It's been easy to actually make it, but it's just finding the time with the weather. Because obviously I'm having to drill and paint outdoors, and the weather we've been having has been crap, to be honest. Right, thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that like button. Drop a comment, let me know what you think of the bed build. Hit subscribe if you've not done already. I'm going to leave you with an epic preview for next week's camp. See you soon. Wow, that's strong now. Woo! This is sick.